You can cut more of it.
Okay, ladies and gents, we all good? We'll have a nice lunch? Yeah. A bit of time out? Okay. A couple of things I just want to start off with before we go into the next part, okay? Obviously, left you with a question about employment, self-employment, or you could be employed by someone else, okay? So when you go out eventually, into the big wide world, you either have a choice. You either work for someone else or you work for yourself. And part of the reason I ask you that is because, and literally we were just talking about it in there, I say to anybody, what standard do you want to set for yourself? What standard do you expect other people to set for themselves? Hands up, if you've ever been to a restaurant, a takeaway, wherever it might have been where you've purchased food, it comes to you cold, chips are cold, burgers cold, hands up right now, how many people would send it back? Or would complain? Right. Hands up, who would leave it and say, actually no? Okay. Why? It's the sweetest answer. So you wouldn't want them to feel bad. Okay. Anyone else had their hand up when I said that? Go on.
So I've worked in a kitchen before part-time and know how hard it is to make sure everything can't go right and perfect.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't judge them if it got a little bit wrong.
Okay. They're two very, I say, defensive answers from what you've had. I'm going to go on from it. I do. And why, I hear you ask? Why? Say, why, Joe? Why, Joe? I tell you, because when I go out and eat, when I pay someone for a service, I expect a certain standard. Call it snobby, call it arrogant, call it what you will. When I produce a service for someone, they expect a standard from me. I would never compromise my standards for anything or anybody. If I'm singing to 10, 100 or 1,000 people, I bring it as much as I do from 10 to 1,000. My standards don't change. If a restaurant serves me food cold, or the chips are a bit cold, I will go, excuse me, I hate to be a bother, the chips are a little bit cold. You might have been waiting for service for a little while, and the burger might have been ready for a while, and the chips might have been sitting there. Is it possible to get them changed? Yes, no problem, sir, no problem at all, so we'll see to that right away. Because I have spent too many times accepting low standards. Now, I accept to a certain degree, things happen for a reason. If you choose to go to some places, if you choose to work with some people, if you choose to affiliate and be friends with some people, what standards are you after from them? If I go to a teacher, do I want the best advice and standard from them? Yes, I do, because that's what they're being paid to do. If I go to my audition, my place of work, if I go to a show, if I go to a sports game, do I expect the people that are being paid thousands of pounds to bring the best? Yeah, I do. Because they should care about what they do. Yes, we get it wrong. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody without fail makes mistakes. That's what you do about it. It's where you go, dude, yeah, I know, sorry, I really appreciate that. Thanks for your feedback. You go back and you give them, have some chips, we're not going to charge you, or here's 20% of the bill. That's a returning customer who's happy that you've acknowledged that something needed to be done about what was going on, and you changed, you smiled, and you said, done. When you start accepting that people won't bring their best for you, is when you will start being trodden on. I hate to say it, guys. Employment, self-employment, it's the same. If you work for someone, and you work your ass off, you get up every day, you get there early, you do your job, guess what? We're on the same salary. We're on the same incentives. I see you on Facebook all day, and I'm doing my work. You do the bare minimum, and I do a lot more than you. And yet you're earning the same money as I am. And I go to work, I get up, I sacrifice my time off, and I go, why am I not getting the breaks? Why is she not doing enough? And we're both feeling the same. What am I getting out of this? So you say to yourself, right, am I right in where I am? Should I want more out of what I'm doing? That is a picture I've seen too often. I saw it in the police service. I'm talking professionals who work their arse off, guys. They're on the train 4 hours a day. They're commuting 12-hour days. They don't see their kids. They don't see their wives, girlfriends, whoever it might be. They don't go out. Their money is their life. And they go, dude, but you've got, that's the mind, man. You live in a £2 million house. How can you be upset? Because I'm never happy, Joe. My life is toil. It's just, I don't enjoy it at all. I would rather never make a lot of money, make enough to get by, and always be happy, than earn millions of pounds a week and be the most unhappy man in the world. Without compromise. Because that is a picture that some of you may find yourself setting up for yourself. If you always compromise your standards. Okay? My wife's like this. She'll say to me, oh, I don't want to talk to that company because I've been overcharged for this, or that's happened and that's come out of the eBay account and that shouldn't have happened, or this company said this to me. I'm like, well, how dare they? How absolutely dare they say that? And I look at it, can you phone them up? So, pick up the phone, have a word with it, say, well, this has happened, can you just explain why that's gone on? Yeah, okay. And then you look at it and you go, right, so who's in charge of this, or who's in charge of that, who's doing this? Accountability is the most shift of blame thing I see. When someone says to me, Joe, dude, you got it wrong today, this is how it should have been. Yeah, absolutely. Accepting you've got it wrong and improving your standards is the best way you can improve on yourself. If you had a bad day because you didn't bring it, this didn't happen today, fair enough. But like I went back to earlier, when you let yourself down and you compromise your standards, or you bring your absolute best and you see your teammates, your fellow actors, your fellow colleagues aren't bringing their best to make you, or make your package or your performance, whatever it is, guys, the best it can be, then you go, it's so frustrating. It's like, well, I don't really want to work with you guys. And I'm talking about your relationships, guys, as well as your friendships. You be with people that want to be with you just as much as you want to be with them. It's a 50-50, guys. You wouldn't expect your workmates to mug you off or call you names. You don't expect it from the people that you choose to spend your lives with, would you? I certainly wouldn't. I wouldn't want anyone to compromise or have a go at me or feel like my time was worth more than theirs. Absolutely not. Just read it, guys. Read it once or twice, take it in, and I'll tell you exactly where I'm coming from in this. Sometimes it takes losing what we were settling for to remind us what we deserve. How many people have ever been in a situation where you think, no, I want more than this? Whether it be in your personal circumstances, whether it be in your relationship, whether it be at school or at part-time jobs, on the sports field, wherever it is, how many times have you said to yourself, I deserve more than this. I just want more out of life or out of this experience than it's currently being. And normally it's friends, peers, family that give the opinions that makes people think, I want more than you want. And you can't tell me that I don't because you just don't want it like I do. That's when the self-employment thing, I've always said, is so important. Some of you will choose to be self-employed, some of you will find yourself having to be self-employed. Some of you will find yourself in jobs where there's a big network of people and you'll always work for someone else. And I always say to you guys, what is your time worth? And either you can dictate what it's worth, or you'll be told what you're worth. That's what it comes down to. I'm privileged now where I can go out and say to someone on a contract, this is how much I cost to work for you. Didn't start that way. Started off with agents telling me this is what this job is worth. And irrespective of what quality I bring to that, that's what I got paid. But then I saw people that were fellow singers, whose setup wasn't like that, whose performance wasn't like that, who didn't get people up partying, who didn't get callbacks, who didn't get asked to come back like I did. And I thought, why am I doing this much work for that much money? So I decided to not do and not work with agents anymore. I decided to go out and be proactive. And every single venue, every single person I could, said, here's a press pack. Here's what I'm about. Here's what I do. Go judge me. Try me out once. I will not let you down. I will bring you the best I can. I guarantee you will want me back. If I don't, and I'm not what you're looking for, no hard feelings. Just say yes to me once. Put your faith in me one time and I will not let you down. And either they're the kind of people that will give you the opportunity, or you'll never hear from them again. The people that do want to give you the opportunity to go, yeah, go on in, we'll give this a try. They're the people you stick with. They're the people you want to be friends with and want to affiliate with. The people who don't, thank you very much. It's cool. No, I said it. But when people fear failure, being unsuccessful, it is, I don't know why I'm afraid, but I'm afraid you might reject me. Who cares? Is anyone going to get injured or die because of it? Then it's nothing to be serious about. That's my thing, guys. Is it important to me now? Will it be important in 6 months? Yeah, it will be. Or, nah, no. Ever go through your wardrobes, go through your shoes and boots and clothes? Girls more than guys, I have to say. Look at it and go, haven't worn it in 6 months, won't wear it in 6 months, throw it out. Who's done that before? Who's not done that before? Right. Guys, same with life decisions. Is it important now? Yes, it is. Will it be important in 6 months' time? Yes, it will be. You need to deal with it. That's when you prioritise your priorities. That email that's come through, do I need to deal with it? Yeah, like quite urgently. That phone call, that test, that coursework, that homework, that extracurricular, yes, it is important to me. It matters to me, I need to deal with it. How important is it? The fear of not improving yourself and not succeeding is only bound by your own conscience. And if no one's going to die, or no one gets injured because of it, what does it matter? Because you'll only learn more about yourself. And that leap that you've taken will get easier and easier and easier until you just do stuff without thinking about it. Until you're the sort of person that walks into a room of people you don't know, shakes hands, walks around, as if you own the room, because you're so confident about meeting new people and making new connections and taking up new opportunities, that when people try to put you down, you just go, yeah, and you just push them aside. They don't even care that they're there, because that negativity gets changed straight away. I don't want anything negative in my life at all. The minute anything happens like that, I get rid of it or I deal with it. I never speak to those people again. That's how brutal I am now with things. No one crosses me. They do it once. I tell them what it's all about. Never again. Never again, because they know that I do not tolerate faults, because my kids rely on me, because my wife relies on me, and because I won't compromise my standards. The worst feeling you can have is letting yourself down because it's a decision that you chose to make. Once, you get scorned, you learn from it. Twice, then you feel a mug. Then you feel like, why have I done this? I've let it happen again. And you get down about it. Then it happens again, you get down about it. So you never let people compromise their standards for yours. You bring this, they bring this. I've been with people, I've worked with people. That's their great, that's their excellent. Then when you tell them that, that's excellent, they go, no, it's not. Okay, I'll stay here. You stay down there. If you want to come up here, because I'm going to keep going. This has no limit for me at all. Every time I get better at something, I want to get even better at it. Someone points out something I've done wrong or something I can improve on, love it, great stuff, I'll work on that. How bad is your bad? Is it really bad? Is it off the charts bad? Or is it? It's pretty good, man. If your bad's pretty good, you know you're doing something right. That's why we're here, guys. That's what we're doing here. Education, all this leads to one thing only, believing in yourself. Okay? You have got to be you. When you go out, you find yourself in a scenario and you think, this is what I want my life to be. Okay? This is what I want for me and my surroundings. Your family may not like the decisions you make. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your teachers may not like the decisions you make. If you make your decisions for love, for positivity, because you know it's the right thing for you to do and it makes you eternally happy, there's only one reaction you need to have to that. No interest in people who want to add a pop. No interest. I believe in myself every day. It's hard sometimes. Things happen. You get let down. The more you improve upon yourself, the more you believe in your abilities to do what you are good at doing, the better you will become, the happier your life, your whole life will become at making decisions, relationship choices, job decisions, financial decisions. Okay? This is all going one way with it, guys. We spend more time at work than we do with our family a lot of the time. When you get into a career or job, you will spend more time, a lot of the time with your work. So why on earth would you want to choose every single day to be miserable or to be working just for that paycheck and living for the weekend? Utterly pointless, guys. How is it possible? It's easy when you apply yourself to it. It's hard. The resilience, the knockdowns, the knockbacks. It took me 3 years to get to this point where I can safely say I've become one of the best performers in the Essex and London area. I've won awards for it now. That didn't happen overnight. It took ages of bad techniques, better techniques. Management of time, getting the right gigs at the right venues, finding the right people to work with. But eventually it comes together and you start to get to a point where the person you wanted to be 6 months ago, you're there. Now you're looking for the person you want to be in a year's time. And then you're looking for the person you want to be in another year's time. I'll never be satisfied with what I do. I'm the biggest self-deprecating person I know. I'm never happy with a single vocal, I'm never happy with the performance. Why? Because it can always be better. That's just me. Some people are really happy with what I do, great. No discouragement from me at all, guys. But I know that I'll never be satisfied with what I've done because I'm always looking for the next opportunity. Have a read, guys, have a read. Pin at the back, can you all see all that?
Yeah.
Can you read it, yeah? Cool. Steve Jobs, at 30 years old, was left devastated and depressed after being unceremoniously removed from the company he started. One of the most heralded inventors and visionaries of our time, guys. Started off in a shed in West Central America with his pal, knocking out computers. Albert Einstein wasn't able to speak until he was 4. His teacher said he would never amount to much. He did okay, didn't he? He did alright, didn't he? He did alright, didn't he? He's not had a bad fist of it. Michael Jordan, MJ, after being cut from his high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room and cried. He did alright, didn't he? Walt Disney was fired from the newspaper for lack of imagination and having no original ideas. It's great, isn't it? I love it. Oprah Winfrey was demoted from her job as news anchor because she wasn't fit for television. And the Beatles were rejected by Decca Recording Studios who said, we don't like their sound, they have no future in show business. Prime examples of people who said, you know what guys, thanks for your feedback. There's nothing that I will not stop doing until my last breath to make what I want of my life. And I know that I will make success by doing it. You can tell me I can't as much as you like, you can shout and scream and cut me. Never stop what I want in my heart, ever, because it was what keeps me going, it gets me moving. Which is what I said to you guys, you take it, you put it in there, no one ever gets to it, that's yours to keep. It changes, your path of life may change, your decisions that come into your life. I'm not saying that if you're not 6'5", guys, you can't be an NBA star, you're only 4'11", I'm not saying it might be tougher, nothing to say you can't do it, yeah? I'm not saying because you can't speak 5 languages, you want to be a linguist for the company that you can't do it yet. It's just going to take some work. It's going to take a lot of commitment and a lot of focus. Your time management around what you do and what you say is important to you is essential. Like I said, if you want to look at it from the perspective of I don't have much of a life, I do, but I've had to work so my butt off because I'm a dinosaur. I came into this industry late, but I had to prove myself. I'm not there yet. I'm nowhere near it yet. But some of the people that are now asked to work with me, some of the companies, I know I'm doing something right, which is why I choose to watch the people I've spoken about, and you watch videos today, you follow their advice because I want it so badly that it makes me so happy to think about it, from what we can do in the future, from what I want for my kids' future, and the opportunities that I want for them. I don't want to follow my footsteps, I just want them to have the best possible life I can give them. With through this, guys. Just want to make sure we go over it. Do not lower your standards for anybody. Yeah, self-respect. Okay, now these guys. I'm not being funny. I always promote this to bully. Okay, people who bully people are people who can't do something themselves, or like to make fun of people because they like to make a show of things to people. Normally, bullies come in the form of knocking people down who they see be happy. I had it in the police service. I had a sergeant who is the only person I'd consider almost an enemy. He was a bully of people. Most of the girls he's quite endeared to, most of the guys that were nice and that were sociable and tried to do the hard work, he'd always give the crap jobs to. He'd always do it because he knew he was in the power position. Like, right, Joe, you can do that then. Don't smile, don't enjoy it. You can do that. You can go and sit in a crime scene for 12 hours in the cold. I don't want to see you happy and enjoying yourself. So I go, yeah, no worries. When do I finish? I'd smile. I'd smile and go, yeah, go on, what do you want to do next? Because there's a show of defiance to him. Be like, you can tell me to do what you want. You're not going to make that happen. So that's it. And when I left, the people like him, I can now choose to never work with. Because it's my choice of love. The people that come to me like, Joe, got a great offer for you. We want a production, we want to do this. The people I choose to work with, the people I know, want to succeed as well. Okay, we've been through this, touching on it already. We make decisions for two reasons, guys, through love and through fear. If we fear a decision, we fear a choice. Choice is a weird one. Choice is the act of hesitation we have before we make a choice. Okay? Choice is the act of hesitation we have before we make a decision. I'm not talking about, do you prefer Pepsi or Cola or Dairy Milk or Galaxy here, though. I'm talking, like I said, do you want to go to this audition tomorrow or do you not? Someone says to me, I want to work in engineering, I want to work in IT. Right, I've got this course coming up, it might be ideal for you. Oh, I don't know. I was going to go out that weekend. I was going to do this, I was going to do that. I probably won't be any good at it. No, forget me. I'm right. You either say, yes, I do. I don't know how I'm going to get on. I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy it or not. I think I probably will. I might be a little behind others, but I'll give it a go and I'll learn from it. If you take nothing else away from today, guys, I want you to embrace opportunities that come your way. Not just create them, not just go out and find them. When an opportunity comes and finds you, you go, yeah, that sounds good to me. I'm not sure if I'll be that good at it. Anything. Someone says you want to go skydiving, you're like, yeah, go on then. Okay, like that, we'll go skydiving. It could be anything at all like that. But we either say no, we don't want to do it, and we fear it. For no real reason other than I might get it wrong. In which case you say, is anyone going to die? Is anything serious going to happen? No, it won't. In which case, why am I saying no to it? I might love it. Sometimes the opportunities that arise, we don't expect. No one gives you courage. You're given the chance to be courageous. You either do it or you don't. Things that happen for a reason. I'm a big believer in fate in that respect. So you must always remember that you make decisions through love or through fear. Biggest thing we have today, guys. What does that represent? 77 of you in here. I would love to tell you in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years that all 77 of you will still be here. I would love to turn around and tell you that. The worst thing I ever saw as a police officer, I was night duty one day, I was 24 years old, I was called to a fatal accident on the A13 and I had 2 5-year-old children die in my arms. I've seen horrendous. I've had to go and tell a mum that her little boy won't be coming back today from his school. But he was killed. I've had to go and tell parents their daughters won't be returning home. I've been there and I've seen the worst of the worst, guys. I would love to tell you all that in 10 years' time, 15, 20 years' time, all your family will still be here with you. Okay? Time sucks. Time goes very, very quickly. This year has been the quickest year of my life because I've enjoyed it so much. But I know that I need to be on it every day because I'm prepared for the fact that next year I might not be here. That's not morbid, that's realistic. Someone says to me, oh, did you hear what happened to so-and-so the other day? They were in an accident and so-and-so passed away wherever it was, or so-and-so's got cancer, or so-and-so's got this. Illness and injury, guys, and natural natural occurrences, they happen. And I want to make sure this is a reality to you guys, that you haven't got the privilege of sitting here and all of you saying, well, I'll do it in a couple of years, you know, I'll do this for a while, I'll do that for a while. You spend your time doing whatever you want to do, that's your privilege. However, if the person next to you is spending their time getting busy in what they want and you're not, and you run out of time and something happens to you, and then you say, I wish I could have 10 years back, 5 years back. Okay? You may sit here and say and quote, I remember that guy came, didn't he, said this to me, or said that, and you might think about it in your head in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, 2 weeks' time, and go, I need to get busy. I need to get busy because life doesn't slow down. Time is very quick, it happens very quick, and nasty things happen to very good people. I've seen it happen, guys. It's not nice to watch. I'm privileged to be here, and I never take a day for granted. I always try and make sure I get the most out of it. Even if I don't succeed at that, I'll have tried to do it. It's a really, really important thing, guys. Really, really important. Okay, next one. A nice, easy one, okay? That is what I want you all to think about. When you think about, it's been a really rubbish day, nothing's happened, nothing's going well, nothing's gone right. If you really want it, guys, some of you are in the room one, some of you will be like, oh, come on, I'm not that, things aren't that important, or whatever it may be. Whatever your views are today, whatever your intentions with your career, with your life, with what you want, you may think I'm being really serious and really overbearing about it, but that's because I'm so passionate about it, because I know the only way to do it is by working really hard for it and wanting it so much, believing in yourself and going out there and proving to the world how good you are at what you do. Okay? I'm a kid of the 80s, so 1988 I watched the film that changed the rest of my life. I watched Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, I watched him do a moonwalk, I watched him bend in the air. Everyone seen that video? Yeah, I watched him and I thought, that's what I want to do. That there, I've never seen a guy make so many people happy and smile. Never, ever, ever, ever seen that in my life. I saw how everyone reacted to it and I watched it, I'm like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. I said to my mum, I want to be a singer, I want to be a dancer, I want to be like that, because that's the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Forget football, I love football, but no, that there. She said, I don't think my Michael Jackson, Joe, you'll never do it, come on. Yeah, unrealistic, isn't it? I was like, you say that. That itch has never stopped. Nothing can scratch it, nothing can get rid of it. That ache that I have when I watch music, when I listen to music videos, will never ever be replaced. And now you've got people like Justin Timberlake, Bruno Mars, Justin Bieber, who can't emulate people like him, because that legacy will never leave. We all have our heroes, we all have our aspirations that we look at. Every single one of us has it in our chosen fields. We'll all watch someone and go, that is why I want to do this. Because people like her, people like him. And be individual about it. Have a visionary, but be your visionary. Make your goal in the next 5 years to be the sort of people that turn around and go, I want to be like her. I want to do a job like he does it. He's cool. He's good with people. He's happy. I want to be like him. Because the more people that you can impress, the more people you can inspire and motivate, the better you will feel and the more inspired you will be about what you're doing, because the happiness that you will have between you. Okay. I think we're done on that, guys. What I'm going to do is just get you to fire. We're going to do some questions now, I think. So, who, hands up if you've got questions already written out that you want to ask, and then we'll kind of start. We'll go across the things. So, go for it. The biggest risk. The biggest risk I've ever had to take. In any form of life. Wow. Biggest risk. Jeez, man, that's a tough one to start off with. I thought I was going to really say really, really simple. The biggest risk. The biggest risk. Okay. The biggest risk I've ever taken was in 2014 when my last paycheck from the police service came through. I looked at my diary. It was in the April. I looked at my diary up until December, and I had 4 gigs. 4 gigs in my diary. 4 weddings. I didn't know where my next paycheck was coming from. I didn't know how I was going to earn it. I didn't have anyone calling me up or emailing me telling me, Joe, here's an opportunity for you. And I thought, I don't know why, but this is absolutely the right thing to do. No security in music. You make your opportunities, you make your security. unless you are a commodity that people can look at and go, here's a record deal, this is what we're going to take from you, this is how it's going to cost you, this is how much the studio fee is going to be,